Good afternoon, guys. Welcome back to the video. As y'all can see here, I did get the white truck back going. I don't know if you remember, but a few videos back I talked about some popping and some grinding noises coming from prominently the back end of the truck, and I figured it was U-joints. I pulled the old U-joint, or the old drive shaft out, and did some feeling, and one of them is binding up, so I went ahead and threw the spare drive shaft in that I have for this truck, and we're back good to go. No issues. I am going to take my drive shaft, which is down there, and I'm going to have it powder coated blue or white, I don't know, but I'm going to do that. But meanwhile, I'm going to take the old girl here and take her to Greenbrier, get her cleaned up. Has been sitting under the tree back here, and I don't know if you can see this on the windshield or not, but there's tree sap all over the truck from the tree here. It's been sitting outside for about 2 weeks now, probably. So I'm gonna go to Greenbrier, get her all washed up, and I'll see you guys when we get to the car wash. All right, guys, so the first thing that I hate about my lifted truck, or not this truck in general, just any lifted truck, I'm at the bank right now, and I'll show y'all right quick. Here's the first reason. And see, this is door level, top of the ATM. It's a good ways down there. So what I have to do, and hope ain't nobody behind me, is back out of the drive-thru, or I don't have to back out. Normally I just account for this. Pull over here to the side. You can see. And then just jump out of the truck and do what I need to do. Same thing goes to the drive-thru. But yeah, that's one of the first things I hate about daily driving a lifted truck. Now I'm gonna go wash it and do a couple more for you guys, so stay tuned for that. Also, my second reason, the car wash. We have 2 car washes here in town that work, and this is one of them, the Splash car wash. Now, another advantage to having a lifted truck is it does not fit in the automatic side. It is a touchless car wash, so I'm not worried about scratching the truck or whatever, but the truck doesn't fit in the automatic side of the car wash. It's not really a big deal. It is, but it ain't. It kind of sucks sometimes. But it kind of sucks sometimes when the truck's real dirty, or you don't have a whole lot of time, so you just want to run it through and be done with it. Well, with a lifted truck, it doesn't work like that. Another thing, and I will show y'all when I get over here to the other car wash, is one bad thing about having a lifted truck, like the white truck here, and this is on any IFS lifted truck. This is not doesn't apply to straight axle trucks. So this is pretty much just like half tons and Duramaxes, 2500s, Chevys and GMCs. But the front tires stick out 2 inches past the rear. Again, that's something that can be fixed, and all these things can be fixed. It just depends on how much money you want to spend and such as that. When I get my new setup, sorry if you can't see anything. I'm driving. But when I get my new setup, my plans are to run a 2-inch wheel spacer up front and a 4-inch or so in the rear. You know, that way it has a 14 wide look. And this is if I do 12 wides. You know, obviously, if I can find a company for 14 wides, which I'm kind of still going back and forth between, but if I stick with 12 wides, which I already have a company and wheel picked out for 12 wides, that's what I'm going to do. But if I get 14 wides, I'm just going to run 2-inch in the rear, nothing in the front. But you have to have that 2 inches on each side to true up the setup. If I can find some pictures, I believe I have some old pictures from some of my past setups that you can obviously see the difference. So if I can find those, I'll put those at the end of the video. But that is another thing that I don't care for. Now another thing is turning radius. If any of y'all have been through Greenbrier, Arkansas, you know that all the streets are like this. There's no sweeping turns or none of that. And in a lifted truck, it really does cut down on the turning radius. So you have to swing way out, especially here in Greenbrier, you have to swing way out, and you might take somebody's bumper off. It is what it is. Oh well. But I'm gonna wash the truck, you know, just kind of wash it off right quick, and I'll get back to you guys. So, alright. So now, as you can see, you know, the truck is fairly clean. Got all the stuff off the windshield, all the bugs and stuff off the hood and whatnot. Now, this leads me to my next reason, parking. I'm not going to go over here because there's people walking around the parking lot, but parking a lifted truck, whether it be parallel parking or in a parking spot like over here, it's not fun. You know, thankfully I still have the little bitty stock wheels and tires on it. You know, it's not terrible. You know, it is, but it ain't, you know. Now, with, you know, 10, 12, 14 and up wide wheels, it can be a challenge. You know, when I had the Visions, I took up 2 parking spots wherever I went, because the parking spots here are not big enough. I guess they're made for little cars and Priuses and smart cars, stuff like that. The same thing on the roads. You know, this truck was line to line and more. So that's kind of in the same category. And then also my 5th reason. Now, it might sound, you know, kind of cheesy, you know, kind of weird or whatever, is the availability of parts. Now, I don't know if very many of you remember, but on this truck specifically, Project Yeti build that I'm sitting in right now at the car wash, about probably almost 2 years ago, I blew up a wheel bearing and jacked up the spindle pretty bad. I'll actually see if I can find that video right fast. It jacked up the spindle pretty bad. Yeah, here y'all go. show y'all this here. This is a spindle off of my truck from when I had the Visions. Let me see. Right here, the Visions. You know, the 20x12 -51 Vision Prowlers and 35s. Jacked up the spindle pretty bad. That right there was the that was a piece of the wheel bearing that actually stayed, and then the threads were just gone on the spindle itself. Now, you cannot buy this spindle. You cannot buy just the spindle. You have to buy the knuckle and spindle assembly from FabTech, which, if I remember right, was about 900 bucks from California, and it would have taken like 2 or 3 weeks to get here. So what we had to do is I took my old my factory spindles and knuckles. I pressed the spindle out, you know, they just press in, and put them in the FabTech spindles, or the FabTech knuckles. Okay, you know, thought everything was good. Went to put it back together. Nope, wrong. What we ended up having to do was machine a little spacer to go on the back of the knuckle, between the knuckle and the spindle. And we did that, and I'm still rolling on that spindle today, no issues, none of that. We did machine it out of some pretty thick metal and whatnot, such as that. It's still fine, you know. Haven't had any issues whatsoever out of that spindle. You know, I still drive the truck today. So another thing is stuff like U-bolts. I have to get U-bolts custom made. I broke a U-bolt when I had the 37s, and I had to get a U-bolt custom made in Conway. You know, it didn't take the guy very long. It took him like 2 days. But still, you know, that's another thing, is you can't just go to any part store and buy parts. You can for some things like ball joints, tie rods, stuff like that. But stuff like U-bolts, spindles, springs, such as that, you can't just go buy that stuff. And another thing is, it does wear stuff out faster. Like those U-joints, you know, those were the factory U-joints, but it didn't have any play at all when I installed the lift kit on this truck. You know, so, you know, everything, you take something from a factory location, you install a custom-made part onto it. Some things aren't going to be happy, you know. That's just the, you know, you pay to play kind of deal. Front end parts. I used to wear front end parts out like crazy when I had the rough country lift because of the angles. And still, with this FabTech lift, from time to time, if I go off of a steep drop, my my tie rods hit the frame and the sway bar. You know, and again, that's not FabTech's fault, that's not my fault, that's nobody's fault, but you're installing a custom-made part onto a vehicle that did not come with that part from the factory. You know, it is what it is. And another thing, you know, getting in and out of the truck, especially if it would have, you know, big wheels, big tires, such as that, on a daily driven vehicle can start to be a pain. I'm not going to lie about that. You know, that's just kind of, you know, you kind of expect that when you buy a lift kit, you buy big wheels, you buy big tires and such. You know, it's to be expected that, you know, it's a little bit of a jump sometimes. This truck has a 7.5-inch lift up front with a 2-inch spring spacer, measured out to be a little over 10 inches of lift over factory because of the geometry of the FabTech suspension, and has a 6-inch block out back. Rides beautiful, does beautiful, but when I had the 37s on here, you know, it was a bit of a jump to get in. You know, as you've seen in one of my recent videos, the mirror, the top or the bottom of the mirror is about shoulder height on me, and I'm about 6 foot, 6'2", something like that. And it was a bit of a jump for me personally. You know, my mom can't get in this truck. She can't get in it with the little tires on it, and whatnot. So I am working on building a set of rock slider style steps for this truck. Just kind of one of them things, got to get around to doing it. Got to build some brackets and such. I personally don't need the steps to get in this truck because it's something that I've been doing for 2 years now. So it's not really that big of a deal. It's something that I've gotten used to, but like I said, people like my mom and such as that do have a hard time getting in this truck, and for good reason, you know. But I think I'm going to wrap this video up here, guys. Thanks for watching again. Hope y'all had a fantastic Thanksgiving. If you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, a happy holidays. You know, safe travels to everyone who's traveling for Thanksgiving. And I think that's it, guys. So please check out the giveaway. I will link it in the corner, as always, at the end of the video. I'm new to the linking videos and such as that, so sometimes if they aren't there, I do apologize for that. That's just something I'm getting used to doing. So I think that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope y'all have a great day. Please hit the like button, subscribe, comment down below any video ideas or such as that you might have. Please let me know. But thanks for watching, guys. I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Hey guys, this is one thing that I was talking about. Close over here, super close over there. I don't know if y'all can see that. This dude's up on the curb, you know, and I'm on stock wheels. It's pretty sad, pretty sad. If I was on 12 wides and spacers or 14 wides, maybe even 12 wides period, I wouldn't be able to fit through here. So that's just another thing to take into consideration. He just drove over the curb. So I'm gonna get up here and continue the video.